Hey, welcome. Sam McEwen here. Hey, I come here to talk to you today about a webinar that we're getting ready to do. Actually, it's more of a mastermind group starting October 24th at 7:30 Eastern Time. Uh, my co-collaborator, Linda Wilson, and I will be putting that on. Linda and I have worked together on many, many projects, but we want to talk to you about holiday budgeting and accountability. So that's two pieces. One of the biggest problems with budgeting and issues like that is the accountability piece to it. You know, people say, well, I do a budget. I've talked to countless people that, yes, I have a budget. And they have no way to account for it, right? So they sit down, they do a budget. Instead of going over with their spouse, their partner, whatever, they just put this budget out there. And then when it's not stuck to, there's an excuse. Right? I can give you just about every excuse for not sticking to a budget, every excuse for not following a budget that you ever want to hear. I hear budgets don't work. Well, if you use them like a carrot and stick, they don't work. Budgets are fluid documents, and you have to know how to work it. You have to know what to look for, and you have to account for every dollar. Some of the training that I've received from some of the best money people in the world when it comes to coaching, when it comes to managing your money. I am not a financial planner or financial advisor. I am a financial coach, budgeting coach. I am very good at it. I have many clients who are and will retire as millionaires. And so this is one thing that Linda and I propose to put out to you, and that is help you with your budgeting process. Now, this is just a 4-week mastermind. We'll meet every Thursday at 7:30. We have allotted an hour and a half. So there'll be time for some teaching, some training, some workshop, and then there's some interaction and Q&A when it comes to how to prepare a proper budget for you and your family, especially for the holidays, and then how to hold you accountable. We will create a community around this mastermind so that during the week when you have an issue or a question, or you're working on a budget, or you just want to reach out and say, hey, I need some help here, we'll be creating a community in our Grow Karma platform. And so we would hope that you would take part in that community. We'll have budgeting workshops, worksheets available for you. We'll have all sorts of tools and tips, and things like 15 things to avoid at Christmas time in your Christmas spending. If you look in the comments section, you will find a link to sign up for that workshop mastermind group. I sometimes forget what we're calling it. We are calling it a mastermind just because it is, we expect participation. We expect you to be able to comment and ask questions and grow from the entire situation. It'll be fun. Budget, I have to remind you, is not a 4-letter word. It is nothing nasty. There's nothing wrong with creating a budget. There's nothing wrong with planning where your money goes. One of the biggest mistakes. See, I've worked with a lot of folks from low income, high income, middle income, whatever. But one of the biggest mistakes is not telling your money where to go, and not telling every dollar where to go. I have a client that I work with, and I just love her. She was taught how to do a budget by another organization. And she said, I don't understand it. I'm always $200 to $300 over budget at the end of the month, and I'm not getting it. And she was stressing about it because of her situation. It's okay. I said, so tell me about your budget. Well, when I do my budget, I always have $200 to $300 left over. Okay, so you don't have $200 to $300 left over. You have $200 to $300 that you haven't told what to do. And so what happens is it's like trying to hold sand or water in your hand like this, right? You can't do that. If you close it, you cup it, and then you can hold some sand, you can hold some water, and maybe a little bit will leak through. But if you don't contain that money and tell it where to go, so maybe you're telling it to go to savings. Maybe you're telling it to go to a future trip. So we had a really in-depth discussion as to what she wanted to do. Now, she was getting ready to buy a house that was getting ready for her and being built. And she was just a few months away from getting into her new house. And what she really wanted to do was, when the youngest child got old enough to take a trip to Disneyland. Now she was looking out 2 to 3 years down the road, and even at today's prices, to take, I think she had 3 children, to take 3 children to Disneyland is way out of reach for most people without saving and planning, or they throw it on a credit card and they're paying for it for 20 years. So we sat down and we said, okay, how much in today's prices will allow for inflation? What is it going to cost you to go to Disneyland with 3 children and get the hotel room that you want and everything else? So she came back with all that stuff, and I said, okay, so now with $200 a month extra that you say you have, how long will it take you to pay for that vacation? If it's $300, how long will it take you to pay for that vacation? So we sat down and figured it out. And wow, lo and behold, she could have that money saved to pay cash for that vacation in the time frame in which she was looking to take her children to Disneyland, when they would be old enough to enjoy the experience, not in a stroller, being able to walk around and do all the things that you do at Disney. So anyway, that's just one story of how you can really mismanage your money by not knowing where every dollar goes. And so I would strongly encourage you to sign up for that mastermind. Like I said, the link for the mastermind is in the comments. Join up. It's $59.97, folks. It's going to be the best $50 gift you can give yourself this holiday season. And think about this: best $50 gift you can give yourself and your family for Christmas and beyond. Because trust me, with the accountability group that we are building, you will be able to stay on track with your budgeting. We will be there to help you. We will be there to help you grow. Just to give you a brief description of what's going to happen for 4 weeks. Week 1 is going to be mindset. It's all about up here, because if you don't have the proper mindset when it comes to your money, you are really out of touch. You're not going to be able to get it right. You know, most of us think we want to get very wealthy and everything else, and then we'll give, right? But if you're not giving now when you're not doing well, then you're never going to give when you have lots of money. Okay. And we'll have an introduction and a preliminary worksheet, budget worksheets. And I have several different that you can use, and there's some apps out there. And I have a friend who may be developing his own app. And so we'll just go from there. Week 2 will be on budgeting pitfalls, some of the mistakes we make, some of the challenges that come with budgeting. Usually in a relationship, if there's a couple involved, somebody really likes to do the numbers thing, somebody really likes to play around with numbers, and somebody is just out there, they're just spending, right? So, and if you're both free spenders, then we might have an issue, but we still will be able to help you there. Okay. And week 3 is going to be perfecting that budget and some debt elimination strategies. Now you say, Sam, how can you perfect a budget in just 3 weeks? Well, here's the thing. Most of the folks that will sign up for this are interested in getting on board, getting on track. If you're going to spend the $60, $50, $59.97, I'm sorry, to take part in this 4-week mastermind group, then you are probably going to work the budget week to week. And then we will have some things available for you going forward in the accountability group and community that will help you go forward. And then we'll also talk about some debt elimination strategies. There's several different thought processes on debt elimination. I do not. First off, we won't talk about getting a new loan. We won't talk about consolidation loans or anything like that. Debt elimination strategies, not adding more debt. And then week 4 is going to be some of the holiday pitfalls and actual budgeting for the holidays and post-holiday stress and self-care. Look, folks, the biggest problem when we don't stick to our budget is we get stressed. We don't take care of ourselves. We don't sleep at night. We don't do the things we're supposed to. And if you have all this lined out, you're going to be just fine through the holidays. You will be able to do what it is that's within your budget and be happy. It's not all about gifts and things like that through the holiday. We have a tendency to do that, but we can give you some ideas on what to do that would just make your holiday so much less stressful, and your family would be happy. You'll be happy, and you'll come out of it without a buttload of debt. So I would encourage you to sign up. The link is in the comments. Linda Wilson and I will be facilitating this this mastermind group starting on October 24th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and we'll go every Thursday for 4 weeks. And like I said, we will be creating a community around it where you can jump in and ask questions during the week, because we get those questions directly to us. And it can be public or it can be private when you post your stuff. Anyway, it's going to be a fun thing to do. I would encourage you to sign up today so that we can get moving. Just click on the link that is in the comments, and I will see you in the mastermind group. If you have any questions or comments or want to reach out to me, let me put an email in the let me put an email address in the comments that you can email me, and I will respond to those as quickly as I can get to them. So the email address that I'm putting in there is aliveandatpeace@gmail.com, and I would gladly reach back out to you and let you know where we can go from here. So this has been Sam McEwen on behalf of my co-collaborator, Linda Wilson, and our Balancing Act podcast. Join us October 24th. Live intentionally, be very, very blessed. We'll see you in a week.